Summer is the time for festivals, fairs, and conventions. And perhaps the strangest gathering takes place in the town of Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, just outside Cincinnati. It's the annual convention of ventriloquists. And this past summer, we asked Candace Bergen, whose father Edgar and dummy Charlie McCarthy were the most famous ventriloquist act in the world, to check it out for us. And without moving her lips, she agreed.
And who the hell are you? He's from 60 Minutes. Oh, well, did he pay to get in? Get the hell out.
Despite that objection,
Hello, honey.
we decided to stay
Are you single?
for the 29th annual Vent Haven Convention.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day.
Vent being short for ventriloquist.
Couple people back here that's not going to be in, you need to get over.
Almost 500 vents from all over the world travel to Little Fort Mitchell each year
1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen,
to celebrate their art,
Hey, digga digga dum dum, digga digga dum.
Why can't you hear me? Fingers in my ears.
You make me feel like fun. Dum ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum. Take it.
and share the tricks of their trade.
You just have one control for the mouth?
Just one control, just a string.
Has over 300 moving parts.
Come with the eyes?
And you can buy what pieces you want. In other words, you could buy just the head and the eyes and the hands.
Mark Wade, a full-time ventriloquist, is the executive director.
What are some of the common misconceptions about ventriloquists and their relationship with their figures?
Oh, well, we have a lot of people that, you know, we've had those shows, the Twilight Zone episode shows, which I love the Twilight Zone, but it always pictures the ventriloquist as somebody not quite based in reality. They bring the figures along and they believe that the figure controls them.
How can you be real when you're made of wood?
You made me real. You poured words into my head. You moved my mouth. You stuck out my tongue. You jerk.
You're nuts. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. I'm not. You're nuts. No, I'm not. You're nuts. I'm not nuts. You're nuts. No, I'm not. You're sick. What? You're sick. I'm not sick. You're sick. I'm not sick. You're sick. I'm not sick. You're arguing with yourself.
Jeff Dunham is just flat out funny.
And you're losing. Or at least we're in a really nice comedy club.
Whether it's with characters like Peanut.
It's a fine comedy club. We're in a frickin' mall. Sucks. My name is Jose.
Or Jose.
Jose Jalapeno.
The talking jalapeno.
On the stick.
Or the crusty old Walter.
Is Andy Rooney still on that 60 Minutes, Sir Greg? I love Andy Rooney. He's my kind of guy. He's a happy man. Andy Rooney, yeah. Andy Rooney and I separated at birth.
Why not do stand-up when you're, you know, this magnetic guy? Why would you do it always with a character?
I happen to be a stand-up comedian who uses ventriloquism as the vehicle for the comedy. I think your father did that. He was such a brilliant writer. And the ventriloquism is very much secondary to the humor, to the jokes, to the characters.
And Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy did make comedy on, of all places, the radio.
Suppose you have 3 cows. If the second cow gives twice as much milk as the first cow, and the third cow gives half as much milk as the first and the second cow give together, how much milk would you pick, or which cow would you pick? Well, you didn't help that any, did you? I might go so far as to say that you ruined it all.
Pizza. Good pizza.
The convention features seminars in, among other things, how to pronounce difficult letters.
The B's and P's and...
Ita, Ika, Ikta, Ik.
Without moving your lips.
Of ickled ickers.
Oh, soul me. Oh, open the mouth really wide, open the throat, do it again. Oh, soul me. Oh.
Strangers in the night.
And so-called open mic performances.
up to the moment when we said our first hello. Little did we know.
What kind of fool am I? Who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one
No, there's nothing wrong with your TV.
that I've been thinking of.
This man sings out of sync.
What kind of man is this? An empty shell.
The focal point of the convention are the so-called dealer's rooms, where every manner of ventriloquist material is sold. Books, posters, how-to videos,
I'd say the Paul Winchell video is the best.
signed photos, and especially new and very old dummies.
You must be Tom Ledshaw.
I am Tom Ledshaw. Hi.
Well, hello
It's
there.
good to see you.
I'm Candace Bergen, and that's
well-
mine.
Well, there you go. I'm sorry.
Tom Ledshaw has a premier collection, especially of Charlie McCarthy items.
And I do have a couple of unique Charlie items that I have never seen otherwise. I have a Charlie charm bracelet that has 8 little tiny Charlie heads on it, and all of them the mouths move. And that's the only one of those I've ever seen.
You have that?
I have that.
How much does that go for?
Why, was that yours?
No, it wasn't. I never saw one. I have some of these, but not all of them.
You have a Mortimer? Those are very hard to find. The talking Mortimer?
I don't, and I see that he's $125.
Well, that's because that's a mint one. Those are very difficult to find. See, if it was the junky one, it'd be 50.
Maybe we should talk later. I've got some things at home.
I understand.
The first building that we're going to go into is called the schoolroom. And
Among the highlights of our visit was a trip to the Vent Haven Museum several miles from the convention site for a tour with curator Lisa Sweezy. This place is to ventriloquists what Cooperstown is to baseball fans.
Oh my God.
It was like home sweet home.
This is unbelievable.
Here, silence isn't just golden, it's eternal. These figures will never perform again, by decree of the museum's founder, William Shakespeare Berger, a Cincinnati businessman. He loved the craft so much, he turned his house and adjoining cottages into a kind of permanent nursing home for figures abandoned by their owners through death or retirement.
People who come here, because it is a little creepy. I mean, I know you love it here, but even for me, I mean, like this guy in this guy with the top hat is the stare. I guess it's the corpse-like quality before they're being manipulated by the ventriloquist. That
they are inanimate objects, but at some point, you got suckered into believing that they were alive, and so now it's still the idea of, is it staring at me? Is it looking at me? When you know that it's not. But it's a wonderful compliment, actually, to talented ventriloquists that you bought in. So it's a good thing.
Okay. All right, I feel better now.
On this end, we have the Bergen memorabilia.
Oh my God.
Now, the story goes, of course, that it was Walt Disney who told Edgar Bergen that the money isn't in the performance, the money's in the merchandise. And that Charlie McCarthy, our stories go, that Charlie was the second character in American history that was copyrighted, that Mickey Mouse was first, and then Charlie McCarthy.
I have the salt and pepper shakers.
Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
Now, do you have the Charlie McCarthy with the arrow that shoots?
Yes, I do.
See, we don't have that.
Yes,
we just have Mortimer with the apple.
Yes, I have the Charlie McCarthy with the arrow somewhere. They were lamps, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
mean,
didn't know
that's
that.
weird. I think we had them made into lamps. And I have a lot of spoons. And you have a farfel.
Farfel, yes.
N-E-S-T-L-E-S.
Nothing like the very best.
Farfel and his creator Jimmy Nelson are legends in the vent world.
Okay, here we go.
That stuffed dog sold a lot of chocolate decades ago when many people believed ventriloquism was dead.
Show him your stuff.
But Nelson doesn't think vents will be out of business anytime soon.
I think the fact that everybody loves to believe, everybody's a believer. We love puppets, we love ventriloquist figures because we know they're not real. But we like to believe we are. That's right, that's true. I think so. It's a little kid in all of us.
You all right, Farfel? No, it's hot as hell in here.
And Like all little kids, when the party's over, it's time to go to bed.
What do you got to say?
All, that is, except for Walter.
Is Leslie Stahl around? Can I talk to her too?